Hello. Guten Morgen. Good morning. ¿Cómo están? Hello, I am Maricita Colors in English. We are in a chat live. Today is Tuesday, martes 25. Martes 25 de abril, 25 of April. Today I will show you how I made my knitted beanie hat. It's a slouchy, un gorro caído, we say in Spanish. Okay, I have a problem with my computer, with my laptop, so I cannot make the pattern. But I will show you how I made it. Yesterday I made the same in my channel in Spanish. Hello, buenos días. This video will stay here so you can watch it all the time. First, I want to show you this blau beanie. I use the same technique, knitted. The difference is that this beanie I made with the needles number 3 millimeters, and this I made with the needles 4 millimeters. So this is a little more loose. And this is more, we have a name in English, how is this word? That is not so, it's not so loose, this. It's a little tight. How are you? Hello, welcome. Thank you to watch my videos. You can give one like. And I will show you step by step how I made this beanie hat. I use this stitch, the rib stitch, punto elástico en español. In this beanie, I have 122 stitches, 122 puntos en español. I use the rib stitch, punto elástico en español, and I have 2, 4, 6, 8. I made 8 rows of the knit of the rib stitch, punto elástico. I will tell you. This size is for teenagers and for us, the adults. Here, approximately, I have 25 centimeters. 2 times is 50 centimeters. From long, I have approximately 26 centimeters. The rib stitch, I have approximately 3 centimeters. This is the punto Santa Clara. How is the name in English? I will tell you. I will looking for 3 centimeters too. And the cable stitch is to approximately 3 centimeters of long. I have 122 stitches. I made with the needles number 4 millimeters. With these needles, and I only alternate the garter stitch. I think is this garter stitch. If you can write me, please tell me. I alternate garter stitch with the cable stitch with the same number of stitches. Always I had the 122 stitches. At the end, I made decreases. I let the half of the stitches, and I sew the top, and I sew the lateral. This is the sew. This is the same yarn. I use the same yarn. I will let you this pattern on the comments and on the description box. This is the Beanie September. I use all this winter here in Germany. Really is very nice, and I use all the days. I love this beanie. And I made the same. I made the rib stitch. I use the garter stitch, and here I use this stitch, jersey we say in Spanish, or punto derecho. And I alternate the garter stitch with the jersey. 1, 2, 3 times I made the garter stitch, and 2 times the jersey. And to make the decreases, I use to the jersey. So I will let you this pattern for that you can watch how you can close, how you can make the decreases. It's the same technique, only that here I don't make this jersey, I made the cable stitch. Look, the cable stitch are 4 knit stitches, and in the 5 row I made the cross, and between every cable stitch, trenza en español, I made 2 stitches, purl stitch. Here I have 20 cable stitch, 20 trenzas, 20 trenzas, and between every cable stitch I made the 2 purl stitches. I made this video in, I record all how I made this pattern, but my computer is kaput, like we say here in Germany. My computer is dead. So I cannot make the pattern this month. I must buy a new computer. But I saved the videos that I have in my camera. So when I have the new computer, I will give you to this pattern. But now I will show you the stitches that I use. Welcome to my channel. I am Maricita Colors in English. I will try to make today all the pattern, but if I cannot finish, I will make the Donnerstag, the Thursday, we say in English. Jueves, el jueves. But I will try to finish today. I will looking for the garter stitch for to know if it's correct. Garter stitch is made by knitting every row, while stockinette stitch is made by alternating. Okay, so this is the stockinette stitch. I think it's okay. Yeah, this is the garter stitch, and this is the stockinette stitch. Here I find, and this is good. Okay, we will begin. I will show you the stitches. If I forget something, please tell me, and I will try to write. In this beanie, I have 124 stitches, and here 122. It's the same yarn. The difference is that I made the beanie, the Slouchy, with the needle 3, and this is with the needle the 4. For a recommendation, I tell you better is to make with the 3 millimeters. With this yarn, it's the same yarn. In the etiquette, in the paper of the wool, this is merino wool, they say that I can use needles between 3 and 4, and I use the 4. And this, I think, was the 3 or 3,5, but you can see the difference. It's more compact, this beanie. So you can make your beanie with needles. If you use a teeny yarn like this, you can use the 3,50 millimeters. You must make a little pattern, and with this little pattern, you can calculate how many centimeters you need to make the size of your beanie. I will tell you the size, the contour of our beanie for teenagers and adults is 48 until 52 centimeters. Babies from 0, newborns, until 3 years old is 38 until 42 centimeters, the contour, and babies from 3 until kids 12 years old are approximately 42 until 48 centimeters. You can find these tables in this pattern. In this pattern, you have all the tables of the long, of the contour, and how I made the decreases. But here I will try to show you a little. I will use these needles number 4 millimeters, and I will make 32 stitches. How I calculate 32 stitches? Look, for calculate the yarn for 32 stitches, I must involve 32 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's more easy in Spanish. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30, 31, and 32. When I have the 32 stitches, or the 32 two times. I'm sorry, I talk in English, in Dutch, and a little Spanish. Okay, I made 32 times the yarn over the needle, and I let a little, and I let free. And here I calculate the yarn for 32 stitches. How I made? We make the needle on the center of the yarn. We open. We cut here with our fingers, and from left to the right and the center. And here I have 2 stitches now. Again, now we bring the needle on the front, left, right, and on the needle. I will make 32 stitches. I calculate to make the cable stitch and the 2 stitches of difference between every cable stitch. I will show you how I calculate. We will make 32 stitches. En español, 32 puntos. To make 1 cable stitch more and the place of the 2 stitches, the 2 purl stitches, you must make 6 stitches more. So 32 plus 6 is 38. And if you want more cable stitch, is always 6 stitches more. So now I make, we count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27, 27 stitches. 28, 29, 30, 31 y 32, 32 stitches. In this pattern, I show you how you must make all the stitches. Now I made this emergency pattern because I have not the computer. I will show you how I calculate the cable stitch. By example, I want to make 5 cable stitch. 5 cable stitch, 4 stitches, knit stitches. 5 times 4 is 20 stitches. between every couple stitch, we must have the 2 purl stitch. By example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Previous to begin the row, we must make 2 purl stitch, 2, 2, 2, until the end. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2 purl stitches is 12. 20 and 32, 20 and 12 are 32 stitches. And this is the way, the technique that I use. This is for that you know how I made. By example, my beanie has 20 cable stitch. Every cable stitch is 4 knit stitch, so here is 80 stitches. Between every cable stitch is 1 place more. If I have 20 cable stitch, I have 21 places between every cable stitch. 21 2 times for the purl stitch is the difference, or the place between every cable stitch is 42 stitches. Altogether is 122 stitches. And this is the numbers of stitches that I have in my beanie. 122 stitches. By example, if you want 10 cable stitch, you must have 11 places between 11 2 times the 2 purl stitch. Always is 1 more. And here is 10 cable stitch 4 times is 40, 22. So here is 62 stitches. This is a way that I calculate. So now I have 5 cable stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I must begin with 2 purl stitches. And between every 4 stitches, knit stitches from the cable stitch, I must have the 2 purl stitches. So we begin. Here I must begin with 2 purl stitches. How I made the purl stitch? From the right to the left, we enter in the first stitch. We involve the needle back, and we have the new stitch. We pull a little and we make the second. Now I made 2 purl stitches. Now I must make 4 knit stitches, that is from 1 cable stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4 knit stitches. Oh, no, sorry, I confused. I must make here only this, we must make later. Now I must make the rib stitch. Sorry. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Sorry. Now I will make the rib stitch, el punto elástico. El punto elástico, we must make 1 knit and 1 purl stitch. How we make? First, the knit stitch. For the purl stitch, yarn to the front. Again, knit stitch, yarn to the back. From the left to the right, yarn to the front, and we alternate 1 knit and one purl stitch. We must repeat all the row. All these stitches, you will see in my pattern of my BEANIE September. Here in this pattern I show you step by step. But now I try to make in a live the stitches of my BEANIE. To make the purl, we bring the yarn to the front, and to make the knit, we make the yarn to the back. We must alternate. Debemos alternar. This stitch in Spanish is punto elástico. Punto derecho, knit stitch, and punto revés en español. Thank you for give one like to my video. I know that in America it's a little early, but you can watch it later, my video. I want to make this pattern in this month of April, but without computer it's not easy. So you will watch me with lives, shorts too. I always made shorts to show you my new and old videos. Now here I will make knit stitch, and to finish the row I will make one purl stitch. And we pull a little for that the border is uniform. Now you can see the purl stitch is like a canot and the knit is like plano. Now we repeat the stitches, purl stitch and knit stitch when you made in the opposite is the in the reverse is the opposite. So if I finish with a knit stitch or a purl stitch, I must begin with a knit stitch. Always in every row we will begin with a knit stitch. Yarn to the front and we make the purl and knit. So this is the basic stitches of knitting. Now here in Germany is 12 in the day. Oh, sorry. So I will try to make more easy. Purl and knit. This is the knit stitch. Yarn over or yarn to the back and we make the knit stitch. So you can make the rib stitch the long that you prefer. I made 3 centimeters approximately. Both BEANIEs are similar. The difference only is that I don't make the stockinette stitch, I made the cable stitch between the garter stitch. After this we have the same technique. I use the same technique to make both BEANIE hats, gorros en español. We make the purl stitch, knit and purl. You can hear the bells on the Kirche, we say in Dutch, la iglesia. I have one Kirche here close to my house. To finish, I finish with the purl stitch. I pull a little, and now you can see the rib stitch, one knit and one purl stitch. One tip, when the yarn of the begin is in the right side, for me, this is the front of the work. Here, down is like canots, and on the reverse are like lines. Sure, you can use the side that you prefer. Here I have 8 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 rows of the knit of the rib stitch. And now I will show you how you must make the garter stitch. To make the garter stitch is super easy. We only make one knit stitch or rows of knit stitch in the front and on the reverse. So here for the front, I will begin to make only knit stitches. So only we repeat. In Spanish, this stitch is punto derecho, and the garter stitch is punto Santa Clara or punto Bobo. It's super easy to make. Only we make the knit stitches. In theory, you can make the purl stitch for the front and the purl stitch on the reverse. It's the same. But to me, it's more easy. It's easier the knit stitch. But you can use both stitch, the purl or the knit stitches. Here I will finish the row with the knit stitch. And when I made the knit stitch, on the reverse, look, is the purl stitch. Here, on the reverse, we will repeat only knit stitches. So, the first stitch we begin. And we make only knit stitches. Puntos derechos en español. Needle, agujas en español. Yarn, hilo en español. Wool, lana en español. This wool that I use, the orange and the blue, are merino wool. And really, this blue beanie was very good to use and for protection for the cold. Here I finish with one knit stitch. And look, for the front, now we have the purl stitch. The purl stitch, I made 12 rows. How I can count? I count not only the purl stitch is more easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But all together, because between every row of purl we have one knit row, so all together are 12 rows. Look, with this little pattern, you can calculate how many stitches you need to make or for to have the 50 centimeters. And remember, you cannot make this thread is very elastic. So when you calculate, I will show you where is my centimeter here. By example, I made, and here I have 13 centimeters, but this is bigger. So remember that this thread is a little loose. In this beanie, I show you how you can calculate the stitches. So this is not the 13 centimeters here. If we make, okay, we make like this, and we have 14 centimeters, but it's a little more. So it's almost 18 centimeters. So with these 32 stitches, I have almost 18 centimeters. And for a beanie, for us, we need 50 centimeters. You don't must make so many stitches. If not, your beanie will be a little bigger. This beanie, for me, is a little bigger. So with this yarn and the needles number 4, I must make 110 stitches. Remember, always are 6 stitches more or 6 stitches less when you want more or little your beanie. But this I show you how calculate in this pattern. Now that you make, by example, the 12 rows of knit stitch of the garter stitch, you must begin with the cable stitch. And now I must make 2 purl stitches, 1 cable stitch. I made T by of Spanish. Cable stitch is trenza. Cable stitch. Trenza en español. So here, when you finish the rows of the garter stitch, for the front, we begin with the cable stitch. So here I must begin with 2 purl stitches and 4 knit stitches. 2, 3, 4. And we repeat 2 purl stitches and 4 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, 2 purl stitches, 1 and 2, and again 4. So we must repeat only 2, 3, 4, 4, and 2. 1 and 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2. 2 purl stitches. Between every cable stitch, we have 2 purl stitches. 2, 3, and 4. And to finish, we make the last 2 purl stitches. In the reverse, you remember always the stitches are the opposite. So if I made 2 purl stitches at the end, here we'll make 2 knit stitches. We must make the stitches that we find. So we make 2 knit stitches and 4 purl stitches from the cable stitch. This is the reverse of the work. We make 2, and we must repeat only 3 and 4, yarn into the back, and we make the 2 knit stitches. So in the reverse only we must make the stitches that we find. 4 purl stitches of the cable stitch, and 2 knit stitches. Four es cuatro en español. Two, dos en español. So we repeat only in the reverse. The cable stitch I made only 8 rows. 8 hileras en español. Four pull stitch and the 2 knit stitches, because we are on the reverse of our work. We turn, now we are on the front, and you can see the places of the cable stitch. 4, 4, 4, and between every cable stitch I have the two pull stitches. So we must repeat only. I made, before the cross of the cable stitch, I made 4 rows. So here I have 2 rows. This is the third. I begin with 2 pull stitches. And I repeat 4 knit stitches and 2 pull stitches. This only we must repeat. You finish and you make the same on the reverse. Here I have another pattern. The yarn is the same. It's the same number of yarn. And here I finish for the reverse. This is a reverse. You can count 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 rows. So here I repeat only 2 knit stitches and 4 pull stitches of the cable stitch. In the next row, I will make the cross for the front of my work. Here I finish with the 2 knit stitches. And look, here you can see the places of the cable stitch. To make the cross, I will use I will help me with another, we can help us with another needle. So how many minutes we have? 38 minutes. We make a little more. We will see until where I can show you how I made my beanie. So in this row, in the 5 row of the cable stitch, you can see here 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will make the cross. I make 2 pull stitches, and here where I find the 4 knit stitches, I will make the cross. I will help me with the needle, with another needle. I catch 2 knit stitches, and we let here in the front, we catch the yarn, and we make the 2 knit stitches, 1 and 2. And now the stitches that are on the another needle, we pass again to the left needle, and we make the last 2 knit stitches. And ready, we made the first cross. Again, yarn on the front, we make the 2 pull stitches of the between every cable stitch, and we repeat. I will make my camera a little better, like this. It's more easy. Now we repeat. We catch 2 stitches of the cable stitch, we make in front, carefully we catch the yarn and we make 2 knit stitches. We pull a little for that they are together, the stitches. 1 and 2 knit stitches, and careful we make the 2 another on the needle, and we repeat 2 knit stitches. Like this, we must repeat. Here I must catch this stitch that is out. I made this for yesterday for my channel in Spanish. For this, the stitches are not correctly, but you will make good. 1 and 2. So this is the cross. Again, we made the 2 purl stitches, 1 and 2 purl stitches, and we repeat the cable stitch, the cross. 1 and 2 we make in the front. On the front we let the 2 stitches and we make the next 2 knit stitches, 1 and 2. And here I make again the 2 knit stitches and we make only the stitches. Yarn on the front, we make the 2 purl stitches. Here I must catch the stitch. Okay, we must save. How you save? Look. We only catch the stitch and we made inside the yarn. We let these 2 stitches on the front, yarn on the back, and we make 1 and 2 knit stitches, and we pass the another 2 stitches, and ready. We make only the last 2 knit stitches. And to finish the row, we make 2 purl stitches from the border, and ready. We turn and only we make the stitches that we find. We find the 2 knit stitches, 1 and 2. Yarn to the front and we make the 4 stitches of the cable stitch, the 4 purl stitches. Again, yarn to the back and we make 2 knit stitches. And we repeat. We must have the same number of stitches, remember. 4 purl stitch and 2 knit stitches. This is the 6th row in the 6th row of the cable stitch. Auf Deutsch in German is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 en español. Número 6. Number 6. Número 6. Okay, we finish. Thank you for your like. And ready. And look, you can see how many rows we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I made 8 rows. So I made 1 more and another is the 8, and again I must begin with the garter stitch. Here I have another pattern that I have made, that I advance. Here I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So here I must begin, okay, no. So I will repeat here the 2 rows more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The cross is finished. Only we made 1 cross for every cable stitch. So for that is uniform, my cable stitch, I made 8 rows all together. 4 before the cross, and after the cross again the 4 rows. So all together are 8 rows. So this is the only difference of my beanie, my blue beanie. This is the only difference. We repeat all the stitches only. And on the reverse, we repeat again. And this is the last row of the cable stitch. On the next row, only we will make again the garter stitch. And to make the garter stitch, only we make rows of knit stitches. And ready. You must alternate, and you can make the long of your beanie that you prefer. You can make longer or short your beanie. This is a beanie slouchy, but the another's beanie that are not slouchy, I have the tables with the size on this pattern. I make here 2 knit and 4 purl stitches because I am on the reverse of my work. And ready. Look, it's very nice. And again, we begin with the knit stitch, with the garter stitch. I alternate. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 groups of garter stitch. It's better. And 1, 2, and 3 groups of the cable stitch. You can make shorter or longer your beanie. You can use this stitch to make blankets, to make pullovers. It's very nice, really. Okay, here on the front, I begin to make again the garter stitch. The garter stitch, we repeat only 1 knit stitch. Rows of knit stitches. You can make the rows that you prefer. I made 12 rows. I begin to the front. This is the first row, and on the reverse I made the second row. After that, you have the long of your beanie. You begin to make the decreases. I will show you how you must make the decreases. This you can watch in this pattern that I will let you on the comments and on the description box. For the emergency, I made this video because my computer is damaged and I can not make in these days videos on my computer. So I must make here in live. So now on the reverse only we repeat the knit stitches because I make the garter stitch. I will tell you how many centimeters I have before I begin to make the decreases. To make the decreases, I use the technique in crochet. In crochet, we make increases, but I use the same technique, only that I use the opposite. I made it opposite, but I use the same technique. The beanies on crochet, you begin with 12 stitches, and in every round you make 12 stitches more, 12, 24, 36, and so on. And I will explain you. Here I finish. Thank you for your like. And you can watch here the first row of 12 of the garter stitch. I will tell you how many centimeters I have before I made the decreases. Look, this is very long, my beanie. If you want, you can make short. I will let you the photos, the pics on Instagram and on Facebook too, for that you can watch it. I use it now, my new beanie. Before I begin the decreases, before I made 22 centimeters. So when I had 22 centimeters, I begin to make the decreases. Here in this beanie, I made 21 centimeters before the decreases. So now only you must make the rows of the garter stitch that you prefer. How are the decreases? This I will explain you. My beanie has 122 stitches. The technique in crochet is 12, we begin with 12, we make increases 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, always 12 stitches more. 96, 108, 108, 18, 120, 132 by example. This is increases in crochet, and I use the opposite. To make here, we made the increases, we duplicate. Here we make one stitch and one increase. Here we make 2 stitches and we repeat the increase, 3 stitches. So we make 3 stitches between every increase, 4 stitches, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 stitches. Between every 9 stitch, I make one increase. And here I use this technique, but the opposite. I make every 9 stitches one decrease. Decrease. Increase, aumentos en español. Decrease, disminuciones en español. So, by example, you have 110 stitches. So here is 110 is between these two. So I can make every 8 stitches, I make 1 decrease. All depend of your yarn, because maybe you use a thick yarn. If you use a thick yarn, you will have less stitches. So you can write. And now I will show you how I made the decreases every 9 stitches. So we can make. To make the decreases, I made the stockinette stitch with this, like this. So here I will make 2 rows with the stockinette stitch. How many minutes I have? Fast, almost 1 hour. Casi una hora. This is a marathon. But I want to show you how I made my beanie. I know that in some countries begin the summer, like here in Germany, we begin the summer. We are in spring, and we begin the summer soon, I hope. It's very cold, was very cold this winter here in Germany this year, the 2023. So, after that I made the garter stitch. I only make the stockinette stitch. The stockinette stitch is the row on the front is only knit stitch, and on the reverse we make the purl stitches. It's very easy. This is the purl stitch. Punto revés, we say en español. Decimos en español. Here in my channel, you learn knitting, crochet, and a little Spanish too. Sometimes I don't remember all the words in English. Sometimes I don't remember all the words in German and all the words in Spanish too. I live here in Germany almost 12 years. And when you don't talk in your language, you can forget some words that you don't use. But sure, I try to watch always Spanish, Nachrichten, shows to remember my language. I come from Peru. I come from South America. So here for the reverse, I make the purl stitch. This is previous, I begin to make the decreases, look. Here I finish the 12 rows of the garter stitch, and I begin to make 2 rows of the stockinette before I begin to make the decreases. And this is the last part of my beanie. On my table, I made every 9 stitches, I made 1 decrease. Because my beanie had 122. So 122 is between these 2 rows, these 2 rounds. You can copy. This is the technique of crochet, the increases. In every round we made 12 stitches more. I will show you. You can watch too. I invite you to watch my videos too on crochet. I have a lot of videos here in crochet and knitting. Okay, now I will make 9 stitches, because every 9 stitches I will make 1 decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9, 9 stitches. The decreases only I made on the front of my work. Remember, only on the front. Now I will make the first decrease. How is the decrease? We must make 2 stitches in one. So I open one and the second because the needle enter in the 2 stitches together. And here I make 1 knit stitch. And now these 2 stitches only are 1. Again, 9 stitches, knit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 9. And again, 1 decrease, only 2 stitches together, 1 knit and ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And ready. One tip, I don't make the decreases, I don't make on the border. I don't catch never the 2 last stitches. Only you can make if you have 2 or 3 stitches, you make here. If you don't have place, don't worry. Only you make the stitches that you find, but never on the border. We turn, and here only I will make the purl stitch, el punto revés. Here we don't make decreases, only on the front of the work. It's so nice how the birds sing. Here in Germany, jets or now, it's incredible and fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, for the reverse only we make the stitches that we find. We make the purl stitches, puntos revés. And look, you can see here the decrease. And in this row, I must make every 8 stitches, 1 decrease. In another row is every 7, every 6, every 5, every 4, until that you have the half of the stitches of your beanie. If you have 80 stitches, you must have the half that are 40. In my beanie, I had 122 and I made decreases until that I have 60 stitches approximately. That must be exactly. When you have ready your decreases, you, with a needle, you pass the needle, you cut the yarn and pass the yarn with a needle in all the stitches. This, you can watch it in this video. I made this in this video, the same. And for sew the lateral, you must make that coincide the garter stitch with the cable stitch. We pull here for that we close the rest of the stitches and ready. This is my new beanie that in Spanish I call Tauro because we are in the month of the from the horoscope is Tauro. So this is the beanie Tauro. Okay, chicas, I hope that you make this nice pattern. If you don't understand something, you can write me and tell me what I forget. But I think I give you all the steps to make this nice pattern. And don't forget This pattern is the same. I use the same technique for close, the increases, and in this pattern you will find the tables with the size approximately and how you must make the decreases too. The only difference between these two patterns is the cable stitch. And here you can watch it and you can repeat for to see. Okay, my dear friends, thank you very much. I hope that you like this video. I hope that you give one like to my video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe you and give activate the bell for that you receive the post when I have a new video here on my channel, Maricita Colors in English. In Instagram, I am Maricita Colors in English and Maricita Designs, and Maricita Colors is in Spanish, but I try to write in both language. Thank you very much to all the person that give one like, comment, and share my video, and we see us with a new pattern soon. And remember, when I have my new computer, I will I will show you step by step because I have the video of this pattern, but the computer is not possible now. No es posible ahora. Okay, my dear friends, thank you very much. And we see us soon. Muchas gracias y hasta la próxima. Chao, chao. Chao, chicas. Thank you.